fact, I married for only 14 years and I lost my husband.
How many children do you have?
I have 6 children.
Hello and welcome back to Simply a Woman. My name is Patience Godswill, and if you're seeing this space for the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. Please don't make it your last. Subscribe to this channel and be part of all that we do here. And to my old subscribers, thank you so much for always coming back. On today's edition, I have a special guest, a very special guest, my very elder sister. She's been a widow for a while now. We saw her journey of widowhood from that time up to this time, and I felt like she can be of help, or she might be of help to any widow you know, or any widow watching us. She's been through it and she's came out strong. She have 6 children, and I remember that when she lost her husband, the last one was, I think, about 3 months. Her last baby was about 3 months, but as I'm talking to you right now, her last baby is done with her university. She's working right now. She's working right now. So the others, like everybody, is a graduate in the house, and she's where she is today. So I just felt she should come share with us how she's been able to keep her head above the waters of life. We have lots of widows today that the moment the husband dies, they say, no, I can't do this. And before you know it, so many things are going wrong. The children are even going wayward, but she's been able to do it, and that's why she's here today. I think, can you tell us your name and what you do?
I am Mrs. Joy Kassem, a civil servant.
She's a civil servant here in Plateau State. So my first question for you is, for how long have you been a widow?
I lost my husband 26 years ago. I've been in this journey for all these years, and I thank God.
So 26 years ago is not 26 days. 26 years ago is not 26 hours. 26 years is 26 years. So I want to also ask you this question. Your children are all married today. No, not all. I think three are married.
Yes.
3 are married. The first one is she's a graduate. She's married with, I think, about 4 children.
Yes.
So the second one is a graduate also. She's also married with 2 children. The third one is a graduate. He's even outside the country. I think he's in the US with 2 children. And then she have other 3 who are graduates also, but they are not married yet. So I want to ask you, how have you been able to raise disciplined children like this? We have seen widows where the moment the husband dies, the woman is looking for a man to connect herself with, so that he will help her take care of the children. And then the children, because the mother will not be able to provide, they now become wayward, and some of them will end up not even going to school. But for you, it's not like that. Can you just share with us how you've been able to do that?
We had so many challenges, but the major ones were only 2. That's the financial, challenge. We had that challenge because I had no job then. And the children had to go to school, and then I was not working. So it became a very big challenge, and I thank God the management of the Polytechnic later gave me employment as a junior staff then. And we most at times, when there was no money, I would run to relations, run to my parents, and my parents really helped, and my sisters, all of them really stood by me to succeed in that area. Sometimes you send a child to school and then he comes back because other things he cannot get like his mates. But we thank God with the help of others. Sometimes people, my in-laws, sometimes had to pay school fees. My sister's husband, sometimes even in the school, there are facilities that in fact came to orphans, and my children benefited. The second challenge was the morals, challenge. As they went to schools, and in fact, as a single parent, no proper monitoring. In fact, the enemy nearly took hold of one. That time he went into drugs. I didn't know, because it was difficult for me to know, because all of them were in schools. I had to go to this one, the other one school, go to the other school, all of them alone. And in fact, the enemy tried to capture one, but I thank God for that particular one. In fact, they must be brilliant among them. But I thank God, with prayers, I really, 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 tried in the family with the help of the other senior ones. We really prayed, and today, that one, the enemy could not succeed. Today, in fact, he's really standing with the Lord. I really, really give glory
That
to
one
God
is
for that.
that one is more like a pastor. It's more or less like
more
a pastor.
or less a pastor.
Very
Because,
vibrant.
in fact, when God delivered him,
Yeah.
he didn't take it lightly. He stood, and then today he's standing as a pastor. I really, really want to thank God for
Any
that.
widow who is watching you and is really crying, there are widows right now that are just crying and they don't know whether to turn left or turn right. What word of advice do you have for such a woman?
As a widow, I want you to stand in the place of prayer for your children. There are times that, temptations might come. Oh, do I leave these children and then go get married? But with prayers, God really, really helped me in that area. So my advice to other widows is that when things like this happen, you have to stand for your children, to in the place of prayer, and then support with the support of others, believers that are close to you. What really helped me was that I joined, other believers who stood by me, friends that were praying. We were praying together, pastors that were praying for me. And then, in fact, it got to a point that when somebody dies and left a widow, my pastor will say, "Come, Mrs. Kassem, let's go," so that you give your own advice, you give your own testimony. And in fact, that was how we worked with my pastor. We were going around, to share my own testimony, and it really, really encouraged so many young widows that time.
Wow, so that's wonderful. If you're a widow and you're watching this video, I'd like you to know that the death of your husband is not the end of life. The death of your husband is not the end of the world. If only you can trust God, if only you can give him your all, if only you can hand over these children to him, hand over your everything to him, I'd like you to know that everything is going to be fine. You're hearing it firsthand from a widow of 26 years old. If you look at her right now, by the grace of God, all the children they've left. They are no longer with her. They are no longer depending on her. And at this point, she's just relaxing and just taking care of herself. So if you just learn to trust God, I'd like you to know that everything is going to be fine. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please, like I said again, like this video, comment. I'd like to know if you are a widow, how you're handling your issue. You can just comment down there in the comment section. You don't know who might get to read that comment and be encouraged. And then subscribe if you have not. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you again in my next. Bye-bye. And tell them bye-bye.
Bye-bye.